NIO is one of those companies that have investors excited because much like Tesla, its vehicle deliveries are exploding, its technology is truly innovative, and the company is likely to dominate its local geographic footprint. Except NIO is playing in China, which is a country growing multiple times as fast as the United States. Here's a comparison of deliveries by NIO versus Tesla. NIO's Q2 deliveries is 10,331 and Tesla's Q2 deliveries are 29,864, so it's about 3 times less. NIO has a few cool things going for it that Tesla does not, such as community stores, but specifically what I think can propel NIO into tons of success is battery as a service. Soon, the automaker will allow its customers the choice of buying the vehicle with the battery, as they have all along, or if the customer prefers, they can purchase the vehicle without a battery and lease the battery separately. Now, why would that be a good idea? Well, let's see how much a battery actually costs. According to Barron's, the battery pack can cost anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000 based on size and available data on battery pricing. A NIO ES6 with 300 miles of range can start at about $50,000. Without the battery, the SUV could probably cost around $40,000 because that's a $10,000 savings, according to NIO's news release. Whether you guys think that's a lot or not, $10,000 represents 20% off of $50,000. NIO's idea is for the battery company Wuhan Winning Battery Asset Company to own the batteries and essentially lease them, and that's where things get really interesting. A buyer still needs a battery, but since the car saves so much money on gas, leasing a battery would be equivalent to a normal internal combustion engine vehicle. That means leasing the battery isn't worse than paying for gas in the first place, but the car itself is now heavily discounted for a purchaser buying it initially. The monthly fee for NIO batteries will be about 980 yuan or about $140. NIO said the fee includes 6 battery swaps per month. Accounting for variables, that is roughly up to 1,500 miles of driving range per month. Now, during the battery swap, I have a feeling that they will probably pamper their customers a little with some coffee, but most importantly, they get to build up the relationship because they get to see their customers during the maintenance swap. Seeing your customers more, there is actually potential there for you not to only build that relationship, but potentially sell services aside from just the swap itself, and that can provide additional revenue for NIO down the road. The second big reason battery as a service makes sense is as batteries improve, EV drivers can upgrade their batteries. I love me a Tesla Model 3, and if I wasn't planning on moving, I would purchase one right now. I know Elon Musk can upgrade the software from the air, but can he upgrade and install a whole new battery if battery technology improves? Nah. Not right now, not really. They don't actually have that service. NIO lessees aren't stuck with the same battery like Tesla because they're always swapping batteries and they're interchangeable. Instead, during a swap, they may have an option for an upgraded battery for an additional charge. That way, the vehicle is customizable, and one of the biggest costs is now broken into monthly charges. The reason they're going to be so successful with battery as a service is going to be a complete game changer is because monthly charges broken up over time are way more appealing than a big upfront cost for consumers. Just look at Apple. Do most people buy the phone upfront or do they put it on a payment plan? I couldn't find a more recent article, but 5 years ago, it was about half of all smartphone sales in the US were put on an installment plan. I'm betting that has increased since, let's face it, the wealth gap is pretty big right now. It's only increasing, but the lower earners are still buying iPhones anyways. I'm not saying low earners are going to buy a NIO because there's a difference between a $1,000 iPhone and a $40,000 car, but you get the point. It plays into people's emotions that are on the fence when it comes to their finances. As of today, NIO has deployed 143 battery swap stations across 64 cities in China and completed over, I can't even believe it, 800,000 battery swaps for its users. So we can pretty much say that the Chinese market is eating up this battery as a service option. China loves luxury, and this service is attractive for those trying to keep up with the Jonases or whatever the equivalent term is in China. So Henry, how long does a battery swap take? Won't people be frustrated waiting for their technology or their batteries to be swapped into their vehicles? They're gonna be waiting forever and they're gonna be pissed off. So they're gonna say, nah, I don't want this service. Well, let me show you actually how long it takes on my laptop right now. Really cool so far, huh? Okay, that's the battery. It's going up right now. It's being put in the car. Guess what? We're halfway done. This is a 30-second video. Okay. That's the old battery. This is the new battery. There it is. Vehicle's on. Done. Literally, that was 30 seconds. They're saying it's going to take about 3 minutes. A fully swapped battery just takes 3 minutes, which gets the owners a fully charged battery faster than the fastest charging model on the market for Tesla or for the Porsche Taycan, any vehicle for that matter. What takes 3 minutes to charge? Nothing takes 3 minutes to charge, but swapping a battery is extremely quick. So when it comes to this genius service idea by NIO, it makes me very excited for the stock and for the company itself, because I think this business model is truly innovative. Battery as a service saves so much time, and it also is so convenient for the Chinese consumer and eventually for other consumers when NIO decides to expand. Now that is super cool and I'm super excited for that, but what really matters to me and what's important is the data. So taking a look at the delivery numbers, they are skyrocketing, which is fantastic news. However, taking a deeper look, there are some issues in the data itself. Looking at the vehicle margin, it sits at 9.7%, and I wanted to compare that to Tesla, so I dug into Tesla vehicle margin and found that it sits at 25.5%. And what is worse is NIO had a net loss of $166 million in the second quarter of 2020. Now, I've mentioned this before that companies need to grow, and that takes tons of cash, so the loss is fine and the margins will pick up as the business continues to scale. But the real issue I'm looking at for this is actually their manufacturing controls. NIO does not manufacture its own vehicles. Instead, NIO partners with a state-run manufacturing facility that guarantees the state-run facility against any losses. The state-run facility has a 5-year contract with NIO ending in 2023, and I have a feeling they're going to have some issues because, well, creating a whole plant is not easy. Tesla did build Gigafactory Shanghai in 10 months, but I am not convinced NIO will move as fast as Tesla on building its own plant. That's because Tesla has been in business for about 17 years, whereas NIO is just going on year 7 because it was just formed in 2014. So that decade worth of experience for Tesla is going to have a really big impact, but I'm not sure by how much of an impact just yet. However, I'll keep a lookout because this is very crucial for their long-term business success. Either way, I think NIO has a strong foothold on the local consumer preferences and is going to come out as a strong EV manufacturer in the coming years. I'm just not sure how fast they're going to be able to scale their business. As we know, Elon Musk has mentioned, scaling the business is one of the most hardest things about running a successful business. Do you guys agree that NIO, if they execute very well, if they perform and they make their customers happy, they have an opportunity in front of them that is about 30,000 vehicle deliveries per quarter, similar to Tesla in the very near future? I could totally see that happening in just 2 or 3 years because the Chinese market is expanding. They need EVs, and luxury vehicle sales like NIO are going to do well because they're luxury and consumers love luxury products, especially in China. And $40,000 with the battery as a service technology option isn't actually a whole lot for China because their economy is doing really well. What do you guys think? Will NIO become one of the next Teslas in our world and make us a fortune? Or will NIO just execute and still do really well, but grow more modestly? What are your guys' thoughts? I'd love to have them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'm a NIO bull, I'm an EV bull. I think that's the way our world is going to be moving because that is mandatory for not only the economy, but it also just makes sense financially for consumers because these vehicles are just super high tech, they're luxury, and they make financial sense. I'm a NIO bull, I'm a Tesla bull. I just think EVs make so much sense financially for consumers, and energy-wise, they're just so efficient. I just love EV vehicles. Give me your guys' thoughts. Make sure to like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited that our YouTube family is growing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Be aggressive in learning, but be safe in investing. Give me a fist bump.
No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody say